this is an elite Dreadbloon boss event, but there's a catch. We're playing on Blons. Yep, that's right. We're gonna try and beat the elite Dreadbloon on Blons, but there's a little bit of a catch happening. So you guys are probably aware by now about the portable lake bug, which allows you to basically stack a bunch of portable lakes, go out of bounds, and eventually that's where all the BT6 physics stops existing and you can stack a bunch of towers on top of each other. So when I first saw this bug, I was like, how can I make a cool video out of this? And I realized that it's probably not gonna be fun if I do it in a normal game, and also you can kind of make as much money as you want in boss events, just by regular farming, honestly. And so that's when I remembered that Blons exists. And this is the shortest map in BT6 by far. It was a meme, it was put in the game as a meme, and I was like, wait a minute, we can actually do this. We can actually try and beat elite bosses using the portable lake bug. Now just to be clear, a lot of these elite bosses have already been beaten on Blons legitimately. Like for example, I know that Vortex has already been beaten. In fact, Vortex is probably the easiest one to beat. You can also beat Phase, I think I saw someone posted. Yeah, I think that's about it. Maybe people have been in some other bosses which I'm not aware of, so that's why I chose Dreadbloon. Dreadbloon requires a lot of different tower categories to beat, and I feel like this is gonna be a fun one as well. So first off, here's the plan, here's the towers that I have. I just have an NG, which is probably not gonna go into a balloon trap. I do want to make money off of the lead balloons by using the lead to gold. It also one-shots them, and then all of these farms are gonna get upgraded to 203, and honestly, I think I'm just gonna stop at like 5, and that's probably gonna be it for the tier 1. So for the first tier, you guys know how Dreadbloon's immunities go. You have the primary immunity, which is first, and then once you get rid of it, there's no primary immunity up until the end. So here's what I want to do. I want to get at least 2 of these guys. I think I'm just gonna get 2 of these spike storms. I want to use both spike storms, and then after they're done, I'm gonna sell them and I'm gonna go for the tag zone. So let me speed everything up. And okay, that's around 38 to just send this. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna sell one of these guys, and I'm gonna buy the second spike storm. I think two is gonna be fine. Yeah, there we go. So 39 just ended, and I'm gonna sell these guys, all of them. And here's the plan. We're gonna go like this. Oh, we actually have the money for everything. Okay, so let's play. Here he comes. He actually appears in the middle of the map. This is insane. You don't even have like the full distance of this map. So let's use both abilities. Oh my god, what just happened? Wait a minute. He is immune to support, which means that 3 skulls popped. Okay, let me just go fast with this thing. 420. Let me just get a 420. Oh my god, we need to be faster than this. Let's just do the same thing, but be really, really fast. So I use both abilities. And now I think the ice is a priority to get, just so we delay them. And then a 420 alchemist. And do we have everything? I think we do. How can we help? Maybe like an overdrive at the back? Oh my god, 18 lives are still leaking. Let's go again. Let's use both abilities, and I'm just gonna sell before even anything happened. 420 ice, and then the alchemist we have, and then I'm gonna get an overdrive. I think I bought it. Yes. Is this gonna be enough? Please tell me this is enough. I see a bunch of rock balloons. Do you guys see them? But they are getting popped, and I think that this is enough. Okay, so let me just buy a bunch of... Nope, never mind. That's fine. That's fine. We got it. All right, so here we go. Just a 041 ice, the way that you normally do it. And I actually prepared myself with 25, so we know that these... So I don't have to count these guys, so it's exactly the exact number that we need that I have. So just keep stacking these guys, and let's get to 25 portable lakes. And 2 more remaining. And let's see. This is gonna be the moment of the truth, guys, if this works. So... we have all the portable lakes, and there's gonna be, I don't want to buy it because we actually do need the money now. So let's just not mess this thing up. Let's buy the art and let's see if this thing works. Yes, it does. Oh my god, we are on a roll. Let's get this thing going. Okay, so how do you want to start this? First off, let me get 1 jungle's bounty and let me stack as many farms as possible. So let's start. That's 2. That's the only amount that we can afford. So let's start with 2, and I feel like we're gonna need a banana farmer. Just so I only have 1 left. That's perfect. Okay, so the first ability is ready. I've been stacking farms. So I'm gonna buy 1 more and see how much money we make out of 1. That is 1.3k. That is amazing, actually. That's a lot of money that we're making. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy a couple more druids, and I think I'm going to stop because the druids are very expensive, and I feel like I have a little bit more control because the farms are just like $1,000 each. And we do have to start being mindful about the fact that the boss is coming out in a second. So, okay, wow. The amount of money that we're making is really crazy. Look at this thing. I'm going to use 1 ability. 5.2k per ability. Oh my god, that's a lot of money. Is getting the Dark Paragon a little bit too optimistic, or is it just me? I think that we're making a lot of money, but here's what I want to do, because we're gonna need the cooldowns as well. So I'm gonna start with the Carpet of the Spikes. Actually, maybe even we're gonna need more than 1 because it's a tier 2 elite one. Why did I get the Carpet of Spikes if we're just going for Spike Storm? That's Okay, that's fine. That was a lot of money spent for nothing, but you know what? We can afford it. Okay, so let's buy a couple of Spike Storms now. I think, when do we want to stop? Like maybe at, I really have no gauge on how much damage one of these guys did because they just destroyed the tier 1. So a bunch of Spike Storms, and then I'm going to sell these Spike Storms, and then I'm going to buy the Dark Paragon if everything goes according to plan. So here it comes. I'm just spamming these guys. They only need to deal with, oh my god. They only needed to deal with the primary immunity, but they dealt with everything. So I had to be really fast with this thing. Hope I didn't sell something that I wasn't supposed to. And we're leaking lives. Okay, so I'm gonna do the Paragon. I'm gonna use the freeze ability. I'm gonna try and make a bunch of money. And how is this looking? I think the Dart is going to defeat it, right? I mean, it's kind of... Oh my god. That was a Dart Paragon versus a tier 2. It kind of started going out. Am I kind of crazy about that thing? I know this is a lot of damage, but come on. This is... How are the other tiers going to look like? That's my question. So we have to keep farming with this thing. We are going to need a lot of these Paragons, and I do want to get all of the Paragons, honestly. Like, I want to buy as many Paragons as possible. So, yeah, let's just keep buying these Druids and keep buying these farms. And I also think that a really smart thing to do now is to actually just do this, an Energizer sub, which is going to reduce these cooldowns by a lot. And even though it doesn't do anything, it's just going to be so beneficial in the long term, right? So, oh my god, the lag is already starting a little bit, but these guys are making a ridiculous amount of money. Look at them go. Okay, so just a quick update for you guys. I just placed a bunch of Druids and a bunch of farms for 1.2 million, and I'm going to use one ability just to kind of see how much money one of these guys makes. And I think it's, oh my god, it's $31,000. That's insane. That's $31,000 per ability. I don't think I'm going to be buying any more Druids. Honestly, I think that the number of Druids that we have and the number of farms that we have is actually a little bit more than we need. Okay, so this is going to be the first Paragon. I'm going for the Engine Paragon because if you guys know how this thing works, it overclocks itself every round, and so you kind of want to buy it earlier so that it reaches its potential basically in the later round. So I'm going to buy it now. All these Paragons are going to be with the max investment possible. So yeah, let's just get the Engine Paragon. It's going to be a 56, and all of them are going to be that degree, by the way. And let's just get this thing going. Okay, I'm just checking in with you guys, but I do want to tell you about what I want to do for the tier 3. So let's buy the sub Paragon now with as much money as possible. And so here's the thing that I want to do. This thing actually has its ability, as you guys know, on a very long cooldown. So I wanted to buy it a little bit earlier. As soon as the boss appears, that we can time the ability so that it hits the boss as it's coming out, or at least about in that vicinity. So that's why I wanted to buy this guy a little bit earlier. And I think I'm just gonna buy the I'm just gonna get the Energizer again for the Druid cooldowns because we need it. And my question is, do these buffs stack? Which they probably shouldn't, right? I don't think they do. So you know what? I'm just gonna unsubmerge this guy, and I'm just gonna keep using the Druid ability. All right, so this is round 79. The tier 3 is about to come out, and we need to get ready for this thing. I also want to buy the Dark Paragon just to kind of get it out of the way. It's actually kind of nice versus Dreadbloon because it does extra damage versus ceramics. And the shield the Dreadbloon has is actually a ceramic layer. So let's just buy this thing. And I think the 3 Paragons are going to be more than enough in there, which are all degree 56. So let me just keep using this thing. Oh my god, these Dart projectiles they're way too big, right? Let's just reduce them for a second. Let's just go at like 60% because this is going to get messy when we buy every single Paragons, right? Okay, so I'm just going to use the sub ability immediately, and I'm hoping for the best. So that's only the Engine Paragon attacking. The Dart does not do anything, and then the sub doesn't attack because oh, look at that, the missiles are ongoing. And how much damage is this going to be? Have they even hit? No, they're hitting now, but it's immune to military. No. Is the DPS gonna do anything? I think this is the sub DPS. Oh my god, they're just melting it. That's a lot of damage. That is just way too much damage, but they destroyed it as expected. I cannot wait to see what's going to happen to the tier 4 and eventually the tier 5. That thing's got like tens of millions of HP, so it's gonna be really fun when it confronts all of these Paragons. Are they gonna be enough? They are, right? I just take a look at the money, guys. We're at $20 million, which you don't need this much money. I'm still clicking the ability for some reason. I think that the amount of money that we have is actually more than enough that we need for all Paragons maxed out, even the VTSG. So I should probably stop using the ability, but you know what? I kind of realized that doing this makes me want to do the legitimate run actually that much more, because I do think that Dreadbloon might be one of the ones that are possible to actually beat on this map. But it's round 98, so let's start thinking about the next tier. I do want to get the Wizard Paragon next, so let's go like this. Where do I want to have him? I think like here towards I think this is going to be a good spot, so let's just put as much money as possible. It's going to be 2.3 million and 3.1 in total, so let's do it. And that is going to be Paragon number 4, which is again a degree 56. And tier 4, guys, 2 tiers left. This one and the tier 5, which is probably going to be the most interesting one, but I do want to buy the Buccaneer Paragon. I just want to get like one more tower out for the DPS. So let's get this one as well. Just spend as much money as possible. It's going to be 2.2 million in total. and it's again at 56, which as usual, that's how these things go. And do we even need these druids? I think we just sell them after this tier. Okay, so let's see how we can do this. I'm going to use the sub ability again. Oh my god. And it's 2.6 million, but it's actually a lot more when you incorporate the shield. So how are we doing? The damage? Oh, actually, look at this. The damage is not exactly going that fast as I would expect, right? I mean, they are kind of making a lot of progress. I think that was that huge damage burst. I think that was the nuke from the from the sub. So now let's move into military. These guys don't do anything. Do we have any military paragons there? I don't think so. I think it's only these two, and we still don't have the ace. I mean, he is making his way up there, right? Oh my god, this is like with 5 paragons, degree 56, and he's like, I don't want to say halfway out, but it's almost halfway out, and it's a tier 4. This is gonna get interesting with the tier 5. Okay, so I think that we're kind of done with the druids. I think I'm just gonna sell them just so we oh, that fixed the lag instantly. Okay, so let's just sell a bunch of these guys. If I sell this thing, yeah, the portable ace, you're gonna disappear as well. So we have a bunch of money. I don't think that money is gonna be an issue anymore. It's just gonna be whether or not these guys do the damage, and that's about it. So here's how I want to do this thing. All right, so I think I bought all of the necessary planes. I hope I didn't mess anything up. Let me buy the Goliath. This is gonna be a $3.7 million total investment, and it's gonna be a degree 61, which is a little bit better than 56. And we're absolutely gonna take it. Let me just set the ability. This is gonna be like you don't have to keep setting this ability, so I think that this is just gonna be fine, this path. And we're missing 2 more things. So first off, it's gonna be the boomer paragon. I don't want to rebuy all these other ones, by the way. I'm just gonna keep them as 56, but I do want to try and get as high degrees possible on the remaining ones. And that's gonna be all the boomers. So let me upgrade this thing. 1.1 million total, and that's gonna be a degree 61 again. And that is only the Ninja Paragon left and the VTSG. So I'm going to see you guys in a second for the other ones. This is the last Paragon. This is the Ninja. Let me just upgrade this thing. It's about 2.1 million in total. We're going to have 8 million left. And this is again going to be a degree 61. And we have every single Paragon by round 112. And they're pretty high degree, I'm going to be honest. I hope I didn't mess anything up. Let me just turn off All-Star just in case. I think that everything is fine. So let's just see if this is gonna, I think it's gonna transform, and then, yes, there we go. So let's get the range, and then let's just start buying up all these other things. So Homeland, and then I'm gonna get a tech bot. So this tech bot overclocks the VTSG by itself, so we don't have to worry about it. And I'm actually gonna have a tech bot for the Homeland ability as well. And here it is, finally. So I'm going to hook up the last tech bot to the Homeland ability. And I really do hope that all of Paragons in the game plus a fully buffed VTSG is going to be able to take down Dreadbloon on Blons. So let's see how this thing goes. Here it comes. It says 12.5 million, but it's actually in the tens of millions. And what else are we doing with these guys? So let me just use this thing. Let me use the Ace ability, which is actually going to do damage because we're still on the primary immunity. And then maybe we want to save, I think I want to save the Wizard ability for the military immunity, because the militaries are probably our strongest Paragons. So let me use this. I'm going to use the Metamorphosis, by the way, because it increases the output by a lot. And while we're on the military immunity, I think that we might want to, oh, actually, you know what? I'm missing a lot of NG damage because I haven't played the Sentry still. While this thing is ongoing, I'm actually going to use the sub ability so it starts counting down. And then by the time it's done, it's going to launch the rockets. We do have the Ace ability. You can't see anything. I know. I can't see anything here. I'm just looking at these abilities and I hope that the damage is enough. This guy's like halfway out. What is happening? We have all Paragons. We're not going to lose, are we? No way we're going to lose this thing, right? These guys are attacking. This is the last one, but he's halfway out, guys. What is even happening? I'm going to use the Wizard ability, which does a little bit of DPS, by the way. And we actually do beat it. Look at where we beat it, though. It was out. I can't believe every single Paragon, degree 50 or 60, actually didn't destroy this thing immediately. And to be honest, they kind of destroyed it. I mean, it's round 121, so they only took 1 round to beat it, but because the map is so short, you actually do need as much damage as possible. And there's a little bit of a visual bug, by the way. You guys see my cursor and how there's a little bit of light following it. And yes, that's gonna be it for this one. I really do want to try this legitimately with another boss, probably Vortex, actually, because he's probably the easiest one, because I know that one's possible for sure. But yeah, for now, that's gonna be it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you on the next one.